Hey everybody, it's Sunday. Gosh, I was gonna say afternoon, but we're heading into the early evening. This is a pop-up. This is a hop-up pop-up. So, given that it's a hop-up, we need Bob the Bunny. So let's have Bob the Bunny do a little bunny hop for us to brighten your day, to brighten this gloomy day for one. Hang on. Oh, wait, you can't see him. Hang on, sorry. Here he goes. Happy almost Easter. We'll give him another round. Let's have a round of applause for Bob the Bunny. I'll bring him out for my live tomorrow night, too. Made in China. Okay, that's enough, Bob. So, I hope you're doing okay. We had Church of Spirituality today. If you go to Church of Spirituality and you just watch the sermon, I mean, just please join us for that. It's a big week coming up because Easter's coming and we're going to do more spiritual services. But there's so much going on, which is why I'm doing these pop-ups, so we can cover things in between PNNs that are Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. 7 p.m. Eastern time. So first I want to show you this. This is from the Hands Off protest.
Starting at the top, going left to right, and then top to bottom. Upper left-hand corner, that's Atlanta, Georgia. Police estimated at least 20,000 people turned out in Atlanta, Georgia. Los Angeles, where the LA Times said the number was easily in the tens of thousands. The crowd may have reached 100,000 in Los Angeles alone. Another huge one in Seattle. Minimum estimates there, maybe 14,000 people. But just keep going. Huntsville, Alabama, Portland, Oregon, Davenport, Iowa, Charlotte, North Carolina, Green Bay, Wisconsin, Lansing, Michigan, Palm Beach, Florida, Phoenix, Arizona had a huge one. Providence, Rhode Island, Salt Lake City, Utah was huge. Austin, Texas, Buffalo, New York, Columbia, South Carolina, Indianapolis, Indiana was massive. Sacramento, California, another huge one. Detroit, Michigan, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. I mean, that's 20 of, again, more than 1,400. Here's 20 more. Again, left to right, top to bottom. Upper left-hand corner, that's Baltimore, Maryland. Then go left to right, across the top, and then we'll go down. Baltimore, Maryland is the upper left, then Pittsburgh, PA, Tampa Bay, Florida, Helena, Montana, Rapid City, South Dakota. Washington, D.C., the crowd was estimated at 100,000 people plus. Chicago, Illinois is next to D.C. there. The crowd estimate there was even larger than it was in Washington. Denver, Colorado, Tulsa, Oklahoma, New York City, where it was said to be easily 100,000 people, Honolulu, Hawaii, Boston, Massachusetts. Local press reports also cited nearly 100,000 people on Boston Common.
Hey, Boston.
And I'll tell you, the letters to the editor page today at the Boston Globe is full of people outraged that the Globe didn't give the event better coverage, given how huge it was in Boston. Then we've got Dallas, Texas, Grand Rapids, Michigan, Hartford, Connecticut, St. Paul, Minnesota.
I'm actually pausing it because it goes on and on and on and on. So I wanted to start with that because there's some heinous things that this fascist regime is embarking upon. And the thing that's going to stop them is power to the people. It's a freaking democracy. Hello. Anyway, so I'm going to look at a few things. This pop-up might be a little bit longer. I try to keep them to 10 to 12 minutes, but it is Sunday. I've done my Sunday thing. This is my 1, 2, 3. This is my 4th video. It's just worth spending a few extra minutes today to look at what's going on. In a true democracy, it's power to the people. And what we have to do is exercise that power that this regime is pretending that we don't have. How many times I've said over the past few years, they think they're in Russia. They're behaving more and more and more and more. It's becoming very, very like undeniably clear that they think they're in Russia. That's because they're following the Putin playbook. And Putin is weak. And this fascist regime that's attempting to take over America is weak. Let's remember, I like when I hear the psychics call him the trash, right? Taking out the trash. I think Rosie does that. Because he literally was in a garbage man costume around Halloween right before the election, driving a garbage truck, and people were walking out of his rallies, and Kamala was having 100,000 plus at her rallies. Remember the rally on the Ellipse. And here's the message that I had this morning at Off the Ledge. Go back and watch those rallies and get your vibe up from watching those rallies and all the campaign speeches. A lot of them said the same thing, but to just feel the energy of the crowds at the Harris Waltz rallies on the campaign trail, because it's going to remind you of the truth, and the truth sets us free, that Kamala won. And Elon and the Orange King and Putin, the Kremlin, all said that they interfered. So we demand justice. We demand a real president and not an insane criminal, 35 times convicted felon who incited a violent insurrection to attack our country, to take down America, and was never held accountable. So I'm going to actually take a look at the one struggle that's going on right now, the back and forth between this fascist Orange King regime and the Supreme Court, largely appointed by him, the majority of them, of the justices. And the Supreme Court, 9-0, voted that he needs to bring Garcia back. You know, Abrego Garcia, his name is. Because Abrego Garcia is as innocent as you and I. If you don't have a criminal record, he's the same as you. He just sought asylum in America because his life was under threat, and he got protected status as a legal immigrant. Legal. So with this war going on, with this battle going on, what we have is the Trump regime seeing how far they can go. They're pushing the envelope, make no mistake, to see if they can deport us too. Because if they get away with this, and if they get away with playing dumb, we can't figure out how to get him back. What's his face? I wrote down his name because these are new names. Bukele, president of El Salvador. He's coming to Mar-a-Lago tomorrow to sit with the Orange King. He makes $6 million per prisoner. This is human trafficking. The people have the power to remove the fascists from our White House, our sacred White House, our sacred democracy. We are not standing for this. Okay, so I just spent almost 10 minutes ranting. A few of them showing you the rallies. That goes on, and I actually, let me just tell you where I found that, and I'll post it on my community page. And there are hands-off rallies this coming weekend. Make sure you're planning to attend. This was Progressive Politics. That's the channel. And of course, it's Rachel Maddow on MSNBC, who promises she'd be broadcasting for the first 100 days of the fascist regime. I'm saying that. She didn't call it that. She may have called it that before. And I hope she stays. In fact, I hope she stays longer. I'm thinking that maybe I should check the pendulum on that. Is Rachel Maddow going to stay longer at MSNBC? I have a yes on that. She promised to stay for the first 100 days. It hasn't even been 100 days. What damage can be done? Now, I want to start by reading on, I'm calling him the Orange King today. I just keep changing it. The Orange King's health status, which I think is really bad, which I feel that I feel he got bad news for his medical exam. And what the White House is reporting is that his medical exam provided this information, that he's really good at golf. And I'm not joking. They're making a mockery of our country. Did he get a bad health report? Yes. Probably doesn't take a psychic. You live on fast food your entire life and you probably would have health issues. That's why people exercise and eat right. But he's too dumb to figure that out. He's too rebellious. It's almost like he shows everyone, look at what I can eat. That's just the vibe that I get. I'm fine. I eat at McDonald's and Kentucky Fried Chicken all the time. I mean, what does he expect? So I'm pulling 3 cards on his health, and then I'm going to pull 3 cards about this situation where he's hoping that the Supreme Court, that he can go do this back and forth with the Supreme Court to get the Supreme Court to somehow back down on, let's be clear about what he's attempting to do. He's attempting to get the Supreme Court to back down on their insistence that he's not allowed to commit crimes against humanity. And what he and, Stephen Miller and all those yahoos and Kristi Noem, Puppy Killer, and all those yahoos, Bannon, I don't know if Bannon's in on it, maybe erase that. But you know the ilk. Homan, that guy gives me the heebie-jeebies, just like Stephen Miller. But anyway, I have to get it straight in my brain. They're actually arguing with the Supreme Court that they should be able to pull innocent people off the street and deport them to a concentration camp in a foreign country after having committed no crimes at all and, no due process. And if you committed a crime, you're supposed to be able to, go to court and stand trial. No, just whisk him away. And he's trying to have the right to do that to me and you, to anybody. So that's where we are. But I'm pulling 3 cards on his health. I hope you're having a good Sunday. I'm having a good Sunday. This is beyond the pale. How's his health? 3 of Swords. He has heart problems. 7 of Swords, he's cheating in terms of not telling us what's going on. The 8 of Pentacles is there are people around him going, look, he's fine. Look, you're fine. Oh, you're so healthy. Oh, you're the picture of health. That's what he has around him. And they're really working on building a case. I feel Putin all over this too. I'm reading on the Orange King's health. And I feel Putin involved. So what this is the propaganda part. The Kremlin is really invested in the propaganda that, oh, he's a wonderful guy. And then meanwhile, 3 of Swords, major heart issues as he's trying to steal the information from the American people. He's trying to shut down the truth. Well, you just saw all those people at the hands-off rallies. The one on Saturday will be twice the size in every city in the United States. That's like millions of people. I'm going to read on this Bukele. All I pick up about them meeting is that they're going to plan further how many prisoners that he's going to sell to Bukele. That's what I pick up. That is my psychic impression. So I'm going to pull 3 cards on how that meeting is going to go. Why we're not demanding that we find out what happens in these meetings is beyond my comprehension. I love that the people in Boston wrote many, many letters to the editor that they didn't cover the rally in Boston, and actually, come to think of it, I didn't see any news about it. Good on you, Bostonians, my fellow Bostonians. Good job. I have 4 cards. I'm asking about this meeting between Bukele, the El Salvadoran president, who's coming to meet. How many criminal meetings has he had, both in the Oval Office and at Mar-a-Lago? We have to start paying attention. I'm going to start my new Substack article. It's been a little while since I've written one, over a week. And the article is going to be entitled something about the end of democracy as a spectator sport. The end of democracy as a spectator sport. What those times are over. Okay, the meeting between the president of El Salvador and the Orange King. 4 of Swords, he's really, the Orange Buffoon King is really hurting physically. When I saw him on the plane, the most recent little press conference, whatever he had going on the plane, after that visit to the, had to have his physical, he seemed to me to be about to throw up. That's what I picked up on him. He's not well. The 4 of Pentacles, yes, this is about, the meeting is about how much more money he can make for the El Salvadoran president by sending more of these innocent people to the concentration camp. I can't even believe these words are coming out of my mouth in 2025. Don't lose faith. The people have the power. I'm going to pull a few cards from the B Tarot deck just on Garcia and the other prisoners, the whole situation. What's going to happen? I'll let you go at about, I don't know, 5 minutes. These are flipping out of the deck, so we'll just go with these. Okay, so the Trump regime is going to do whatever they can to delay and hold this up and delay and hold this up. Let's just recap. They have a problem with freeing somebody from really imminent death in a concentration camp in El Salvador. They have a huge problem with freeing an innocent man who's a father of a small child who's done nothing wrong. Who is, like Trump always says, I've done nothing wrong. No, this guy really has done nothing wrong. And it's the Orange Buffoon that needs to be rotting in prison. Let's be real. Anyway. This is the full moon aftermath. Full moon energy. I have the Strength card. And that means, I thought I had 4 cards. Let me pull a 4th card. I have the Strength card. Okay, so what we have here is we have a back and forth and a back and forth. The 2 of Pentacles, the 2 of Swords. The 2 of Pentacles, the 2 of Swords. What I see, this is my psychic impression. I see an attempt by the Orange King. I perceive an attempt at extortion from the Supreme Court. I'm not going to go into details about what exactly it is, but there's energy of, how about we extort them? A few million? But the strength of the ruling by the Supreme Court, I get that it stands. And just to be a little more conclusive, I have the 3 of Wands here. There's potential for this to drag out some, but I also see a new approach forward that strengthens the case that the Supreme Court's making, that he needs to bring Garcia back. But there's more involvement, and it's an international kind of involvement, which I've seen that before. So we'll revisit that more and more tomorrow. I do Off the Ledge daily. I'm offering specials on various services that I'm offering. I understand that people just watch these videos and have no interest in getting readings, but just know it's kind of it's a give and take, and I really appreciate business from having watched my channel. I don't just do political readings. I'm a powerful psychic. So anyway, psychicannetdion.com is where you go. I will be back with Off the Ledge tomorrow. 40 Days to Releasing Religious Guilt just finished up today. Thank you to all my members for watching. If you become a member, that's all available to you. And so we'll see you tomorrow. And this has been a long hop-up, pop-up. Have a really good rest of the day. It is Sunday, April 13th. And be nice to yourself and balance out the drama and the trauma with comedy or just doing fun things. Okay. Keep the faith. The people have the power. You see how many. There's going to be millions more. We've got this. Namaste.